What's going on, y'all? We live and direct Machiavelli Mills TV. I don't really like the layout of how my live stream looks currently. I don't know what happened or what shifted. Um, but it is what it is for right now until I figure out what the hell is going on. Um, but yeah, though. So I wanted to talk about Mr. Ryan Davis, right? Comedian Ryan Davis. He was on Club Shay Shay, which is Shannon Sharp's podcast, right? And while on the podcast, he talked about the beginnings of his career, his upbringing, his relationship with his mom, his children, his son being on the spectrum, which I can relate to because my son is on the spectrum, right? Which you see the puzzle piece on my neck. But then he spoke about his relationship with his daughter. And that's where it took a turn for the worse for me. And that's why I feel like he should have just never commented on that at all on a platform like Club Shay Shay, where you will have grown men and grown women who will villainize. He put his daughter in a position to be villainized when he talked about his relationship with her, right? I'm gonna let y'all come on in here first because I only see it's only like 3 of y'all in here currently. But I wanted to start off talking because I know sometimes it can get a little crazy. It can get a little boring once you watch the replay and you see me talking for a minute, like just sitting here without saying anything. So I want to let y'all come on in here first and we can get this conversation going. Some of y'all, I assume some of y'all off work today for Dr. Martin Luther King Day. Some of y'all might be still having to work, but hopefully we can build an audience. I know it's 1 p.m., which is kind of like an odd time for me to go live, but I go live all times of the day. So it's really not odd for me because I go live whenever, wherever, right? But I know usually we can build an audience very quickly. Jabari Mitchell, what's going on with you? What's the word? Does my layout look any different? Does it look weird in any way? I'm trying to pull up my live stream on my TV to see how it's looking because it might look a little weird currently. See, I'm saying, oh man, what? I'm definitely devastated by the game. I promise y'all, I really don't plan on watching the national championship game. I really don't care. I don't. Because the Bears lost, I'm really not even feeling none of it, truthfully. Um, yeah. That's how I be though. A lot of times when my team lose, I be checking out sometimes for real. Um, if my team never had a shot, cool. If my team got a shot and we lose, I'll be checked out. But anyway, yeah, I wanted to talk about comedian Ryan Davis. Some of y'all are familiar with Ryan Davis. He was popular. He's actually made a nice career for himself out of comedy. He's a very funny guy. I remember seeing him on Instagram back in the day. He used to joke about Odell Beckham Jr. and Odell Beckham Jr.'s sexuality a lot on Instagram and all of that, you know. But he's done well for himself in the comedy game, doing his thing and all of that, and got him an interview on Club Shay Shay. Now, he described his relationship with his daughter as transactional. And for me, that is where the issue comes from. That's not where it comes from. That's where I have an issue with him. The man Ryan Davis went up there and said his daughter only calls him when she wants something from him. She only want to be around him when she want to get something, right? Basically saying, she only want to be around me. She basically using him as an ATM. I'm paraphrasing, but that's how he described it. His daughter just looks at him as a person to just buy her stuff all the time and all of that. And when he framed the conversation around his daughter, he tried to like take accountability for why she might be that way, but I'm looking like when you describe her as somebody that's just calling for money, you set your daughter up to be villainized on a public platform, on social media and all of that. And I would have never mentioned that on Club Shay Shay. because there are a lot of adults who lack critical thinking ability. They don't like, and I'm gonna be for real. I love my black folks, but a lot of us lack critical thinking skills a lot of times. And the first thing I will see some people saying is, she learned that shit from her mama. She get that shit from her mama. Her mama. Her mama got her like that. Got her with them gold digging ways. The mamas, blame the mama. She got her doing, coming with her hand out. Not knowing this is how mostly all kids are like this. When they're in that age range, they all gonna call you and ask, can you buy something for them? That's what they do. Honestly, my daughter about to be 15 years old. I have a 5-year-old son. From the ages of 4 to about 10 or 11 with my daughter, she was daddy's girl. She just wanted to be in my presence, wanted to be up under me, wanted to watch TV with me, wanted me to take her to the park, take her to arcades, take her to my cousin's house, to my grandmama's house. She wanted me to just take her outside, all of that. That's what she wanted to do. That's what a kid does in that time frame, right? They be all up under you. And then as they get older, once they start having friends at school, when they start having like their own little life outside of you, when they start to have, they got phones now, they want to talk to their friends and be around their friends. They stop wanting to hang around you. They want to hang with their friends. And when they hang around their friends, they're going to call you, Dad, can I have some money to go to the movies? Can I have some money to go to a restaurant with my friends? Can I have some money to go to the bowling alley? Can I have some money to go to the arcade? That's what they do. This is not something that is exclusive to Ryan Davis. For real. All children going, she's 11 freaking years old. He's making it seem like she's in her 20s doing this. She's 11. She's not even a teenager yet. This is what kids do. They're going to call their parents and ask their parents, can they buy you this? Can you buy me this? Can you buy me that? Whether it's a girl or a boy, whether you're in the house with your child or not, they're going to do that. And most parents can speak for that, truthfully. But the thing is, parenting is a long-lasting relationship. So in that long-lasting relationship, your child is going to go through transformations, right? They're going to go through a time when they just want their money. They want money. Hey, can I get this? Can I get that? Can you give me money for this? Can you give me money for that? And then as they get older, they're going to slowly ease out of that phase, slowly but surely. And it's going to be, they're going to still probably need some funds sometimes. Let's be for real. They still going to need funds at times, even when they older, when they grown. But they'll start calling you to see how you doing. What you up to? Can I come by and just come over there and come talk to you? Can I come watch the game with you? Can I come watch a movie with you? Can you come over? Can I come over and eat at the house with y'all? And it's a transformation. Your child goes through different phases. It's a maturation process. When your child is in her adolescence, they're gonna want money. That's not like, and I don't think you should frame it in a way where, man, my daughter only called me for money. She only called me for finance. She only called me when she wants something. Like, no, because that's setting her up to be villainized by the public. Because you will have grown ass adults that will say things about your child that is rude and disrespectful. They will call her out of her name. They will make it seem like she's a vile person when she's simply being a child, right? So that's not no shit you bring up in an interview. Furthermore, she's 11. She can see these clips about her. When you on Club Shay Shay, she can go look at these clips and see you talking about her in this way and read the comments about her. Because best believe there are going to be grown adults talking about this child as if she is a gold digging 30-year-old, right? So you shouldn't frame a conversation about your child as if she's a gold digger. She want a handout all the time. Even if you take accountability for her, maybe she's like this because of something I did. No, she's like that because she's a child. She's a child, man. It's like you taking shots at your own baby. It's your own baby in an interview. And then, it's some people who are just so out of touch with reality, they're going to agree with that. They're going to say, yeah, her motherfucking mama got her like that. That's her mama got her like, the mama's got them like this. It's some angry folks out here that just, that'll take that and run with it. Man, these goddamn kids, they disrespectful. They rude. They don't appreciate nothing. Not knowing when they was kids, they was asking for stuff too. Now, their mothers and fathers may not have had the money for it, like Ryan does, but they was asking for things too, or they wanted to ask terribly, you know? So, yeah, man, like, again, she's a child. She's not cognitively developed to understand, hey, I'm only calling for money. She don't understand that. She don't exactly, Neon Rays. She's 11. She don't have that emotional intelligence yet. Come on, man. Like, and it's just I don't ever think you should ever frame this conversation around your child as if she's a gold digger or something. Like, she always got, like, she only called me when she wants something. When she wants something, like, all kids do that, man. All kids do that. But again, there's gonna be people that see those comments and take it and run with it. Especially like the baby boomer generation. Oh man, these goddamn kids, even millennials. Oh, these kids always want their hand out. They always want something. They want money for something. Goddamn, we couldn't ask our parents for nothing. Like, man, times change, and kids be asking for stuff in general. Even the older generations, they ask their parents, "Can I get this? Can I get that?" Whether it's shoes, whether it's some clothes, whether it's a video game, whether it's damn I don't know, money to go to hang out. That's what they do. So it's perceived as you taking shots at your daughter. And like Charlie X saying, Charlie X says that was Ryan's way of taking shots at the mother through the daughter. And I think that's terrible. Like, because that all that it will do is have your child being ridiculed. Have your child being ridiculed in the harshest ways. So he got to understand that he has to have better emotional intelligence than that. Come on now. He got to have better critical thinking skills than that, for real. He said, yeah, exactly. Adult kids ask their parents for money to buy stuff all the time. You could be in your 20s and be like, Dad, can I get money for this? Mom, can I have a few dollars to come trying to do this, trying to do that? That's how that happens, man. This child is 11 years old. He made it seem like the child is 20 something, framing it as if she's like a gold digging child. Like, what are we talking about here? What are we talking about? And I don't think you have to have children to understand that either. You can just think of the times when you were a child and you did stuff like that. It's like most small children ask for something when you're in the store. I don't like when people use children in this manner. I don't either. Cause they like, yeah, kids, when you in a store, you walking right by the toy aisle, they see the toys all around, they gonna ask, Dad, can I get this, please? Please, can I have this? Mom, can I get this toy? Can I get this slime? Kids today love slime. They gonna say stuff like that, man. So, like, what are we doing here? Crown James, great point. He say people become parents and think it's their time to bully their kids how they were bullied, right? And that's it. Because Ryan got a bad relationship with his mother, for real, right? And that has never been healed. He talked about that in the interview. His mom had 4 kids by the time she was 19 years old. And so there were a lot of things I'm sure she did incorrectly. She probably may have lacked love and empathy with them a lot because she was getting taken advantage of, and she was in can't even call it a relationship. She was getting she was in a statutory situation with a statutory situation with a grown ass man having a baby at 13, right? Having kids, 4 kids by the time you're 19. I'm sure it's a lot of stuff that traumatized her, and she passed that trauma on to him, and now he don't have the emotional intelligence or the critical thinking ability to know that kids ask for things. That's how life goes. They're gonna ask for money, and it should be common sense, Charlie X, for real. But my father always told me common sense ain't as common as we all like to think it is. You know, exactly, and that's my point, Charlie X. As she gets older, her social circle is going to change. She's going to get friends. They're going to want to go to the movies. They're going to want to go bowling. They're going to want to go to the arcade. They're going to want to go out to eat. They're going to have all type of parties. You got to pay money for that. Give them a few little dollars for spending money to go to the dang on wherever, Six Flags or wherever. That's just life. And kids ask for money all the time. And the framing is that she only called me when she wants something. Brother, that's all kids, bro. That's all kids, man. He not no exception to that. Man, I don't know why he would think that. Hey, real talk. Poison Ivy. My mama get me and my siblings something for Valentine's Day every year. And she used to give us Easter baskets for the longest. For the longest. But she give us something nice for Valentine's Day every year, all the time. This ain't even a major holiday. And she get that for us. So, like, yeah, man, I just don't like how he brought that up. But like I said, because I know it's gonna be adults who gonna just try to talk crazy about his daughter. And he didn't think about that. Like for me as a parent, I'm not saying he's a bad parent in any way, right? But like I always think about how things are gonna affect my children before I do it. And talking about your child like that is gonna be some really dumb adults. It's gonna say some crazy stuff about your baby as if she's a 30-year-old gold digger. Charlie X said, I don't have any children, but I do have a godson. I feel proud whenever he asks me for something and I can provide. Absolutely. Absolutely, man. As a parent, you feel proud when you can get them something. You know what I mean? You feel proud when you can get them something and they ask for it. Absolutely. And he's in a position where he can get her things 10 times over. But now he's just looking at it. She only called me when she wants something. And there's a lot of old black men I'm telling y'all, and I love, I'm a black man, right? So I don't go on here trashing black men on my channel at all. But there is a certain, like, sometimes black men, the grace that they don't have for their children, at times, it get crazy. Like, I've seen older, especially the older generation. I've seen older black men say stuff like, they don't call their kids because their kids don't call them. What the fuck? You're the adult. What are you talking about? Your kid is 15 years old, 14, 13. They don't call me, I don't call them. What type of shit is that? Who the adult here in this situation? You're the adult. You're the child. Call your child. They are children. What are we talking about? But it's a lot of men who conduct their parenting in that manner. And I knew when I was a kid, I never wanted to be a father like that. I never wanted to be a father that say, my daughter don't call me, my son don't call me, I ain't calling them. What? Sometimes as a child, you get lost in life. When you're a kid, if you're not in home with your child, they're kids. They living in bliss in their childhood. They're living in bliss during their teenage years, running around with friends, experiencing life, meeting new people, going new places, and they get lost up in that. And that happens as a young kid. But it's up to the adult to call the child and keep that communication open and maintain a strong relationship, because sometimes kids not even thinking like that, because they just living life. They so stuck in teenage world or preteen world. They just running around just trying to have fun with their friends. And they not thinking like an adult would think, because their mind is not developed enough to understand certain things we understand. They don't have the emotional intelligence of an adult. You know? Poison Ivy say, my daddy would rather I asked him as a teen than some dude. Exactly. You rather she come to you than come in some random dude or something like that, right? Or so, yeah, you rather she come to you before anything, but yeah, I heard him say this. I'm like, yeah, I don't like that at all. I don't like that. That shouldn't even be brought up on that platform, man, at all. And Shannon should have said, man, she a kid, man. They all gonna do that, man. She's a child. They all do that, bro. They all call for money and all of that, man. That's what they do. Hey, that's the statement right there, bro. The phone worked both ways. It's such a weak statement parents use. Yeah, you're the parent. When your child is a teen or preteen, the phone worked both ways. Like, what is we doing? It's like, also salute to our great ancestor, Martin Luther King. I'm going to do a live about Martin Luther King Jr., Dr. Martin Luther King, the Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. later on. I'm going to do a whole live stream about Dr. Kane because, like I say, he's often misunderstood and he's whitewashed a lot. And I've spoke on it on lives and on my live streams and my videos before, but I want to do a whole live stream dedicated to Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., considering that it's Martin Luther King Jr. Day. Bap says Shannon Sharp lacks emotional intelligence, so he wouldn't have countered what was being said. And yeah, and when you think about it, Shannon gave his daughter a $25,000 limit on her wedding, right? But, you know, in the process of that, he tricking off on some girl. She telling him 50, 25K or 50K per cheek or some shit like that. Some OnlyFans model. You telling your daughter 25K limit for your wedding, but you willing to trick off on some random broad? And then you ended up having to fork over like 20 million to her? Come on, bro. Like, nah. I ain't, man, hell no. There's no way I'm telling my daughter you only getting $25,000 limit for a wedding, but I'm paying $50,000 for some little, man. Chick wasn't even cold either. Wasn't even fire. None. I don't care if she was fine anyway. I'm not giving no chick no 50,000 goddamn dollars to freak off on her. No, I'm not doing it. No. But he was still out here doing it. You remember the messages when the girl told him like 25K per cheek? And I'm like, what? You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But like you right. And Charlie X say Shannon do just be letting his guests talk and get that stuff off. But in that instance, you ain't got to be rude to Ryan, but you should say, look, nah, man, that's just what kids do, Ryan. That's what kids do. That's what kids do. Because he told Blueface he shouldn't say certain stuff. You shouldn't call the girl that. You shouldn't call her a B. You shouldn't do that. He told Blueface that in a respectful manner where he ain't snapping off on him. So you should say, oh, Ryan, she's a kid, man. She a kid. Don't do that, man. She's a child, man. Children ask for things. That's just how life goes, man. They ask for this, they want that. They want a lot of stuff when they growing up. And they ask people who don't even, they ask their own parents who are probably living check to check. Can I have this? Can I live that? They ask their own parents that. So you can imagine what, if you're rich or like got some money, they gonna ask that. For sure. Yeah, young Greek, 11-year-old gold digger. She's 11. When you find out her age, you be like, man, what the fuck? Like, what are we talking about here? And you know she can't be that old because Ryan ain't even old like that. But she's 11. Like, what? Even if she was a teenager, like, what are we talking about? They all do this. Yo, she only call me when she wants something. Get in line, Ryan. That's everybody. He got to understand that is nearly every parent goes through this. Unless you one of the mean ass parents to say don't ask, unless you one of the mean ass parents who tell their kids don't ask me for a goddamn thing, right? Or your child is just aware that you just don't have it to give, you know? But I was just like, yeah, I don't like this from Ryan here. I don't like this part of the interview. He could have did something. He could have just not omitted this whole part talking about this. Because I don't think that was cool. Personally. Dr. X, I went back and saw your comment. He say, I've had friends who got help from their parents to buy cars and homes. Parents always help their kids regardless of how old they are when they can. Absolutely. Regardless of their age, man, you can help your kid get a car. You can help your kid get their first apartment. You can help your kid, get a house. If you can help your kid get something they've always been wanting, that's like a lifelong dream of theirs. You can help them get something that helps their craft that they're in. Parents gonna do that, man. And I would not villainize my baby because she calling. She only called me because she wanted something. Duh. For real, man. And Poison Ivy say, I understand he has a strained relationship with his mother, but he has means now. We're not responsible for our trauma, but we are responsible for our healing. Don't pass along. Yes, don't pass along that trauma to your child. Your mama may have made it seem like these damn kids always want something, always calling me to ask me for something, and it triggered y'all to never ask her for nothing because she was so probably mean and vicious with y'all when you asked for something that you said we ain't doing that no more, right? But you can break that generational curse. You ain't got to be there with your child. She only won't call me because she wants something. Man, ask my father how many times my sister asked him for something. My sister grown as hell, and she asks him for stuff all the time, still to this day. My sister in her 40s. You know what I'm saying? So like, what? I ain't with that. Uh, is it Ace? Ace? It was an Ace Sieber says, I completely agree with you. The way that Ryan talked about his 11-year-old daughter just didn't sit well with me at all. Shaking my head. He should have been ashamed to even say that in public as a father. Yeah. There's certain things I would never bring to the light as a father. Because I don't never want my child being like ridiculed or being talked about. I don't want to line her up to be criticized or attacked personally. Because it will be grown people that will attack your daughter based upon the statements that you made. She only calling me for money. And they'll say stuff like, look at these kids. Look how they ungrateful. Look how they always want something. Look how they don't know how to appreciate nothing. Look at them just being vindictive and manipulative at young ages. Look at them being gold digger. Like, what? Again, parenting is a never-ending job. It's a never-ending relationship, ever-growing relationship. Once your child, her brain is she develops a certain amount of emotional intelligence. She gets older, she gets wiser. Her brain cognitively develops enough to understand certain things at a different level. She matures. She gonna handle certain things completely differently. So yeah, when she gets older, she gonna call you. If you cultivate that in her, she's gonna call you to check on you. She gonna call you to say, "Hey, can I come over and watch TV with you? Hey, Daddy, what you doing? Hey, can I come over here? Can you come over and we can watch TV? Can I come over and just hang with you and can't let me take you to go get something to eat?" That's gonna change as she gets older, as long as you cultivate that relationship with her and you keep pouring into her. She's gonna get emotionally intelligent. She's gonna understand as she gets older. I'm not gonna just call my dad when I want something. I'm gonna call him and just see what he's doing and all of that. And that's just how it goes, man. Again, I have a 14-year-old daughter. My relationship, when she about to be 15, our relationship is ever growing. It's gonna mature. It's gonna change at certain points. All of that, man. Like she's a kid. Like I said, when my daughter was 4 to about 10, like yeah, 4 to about 10 or 11, maybe 11, before to about 10, she was stuck to me. All she wanted to do was be up under me and would say, "Dad, can we go outside? Can we go to grandmama's house? Can we go to the park?" She just wanted to spend time with me. Can we watch a movie? Can you watch this movie with me? But as she got older, her friend circle started to change. She had a phone. She wanted to talk to her friends on the phone, all of that, and she wanted to hang out with them. Hanging out with them means somebody going to the bowling alley for their birthday. My daughter got so many friends. It's somebody's birthday every time I look up. She going to a restaurant with somebody, to somebody's birthday party. Can she have a few dollars for that? She going to the bowling alley. Somebody got some type of like party at an arcade or something. She need a few dollars for that. And she gonna call me, "Dad, can I have some money for this? Dad, can I have some money for that?" And I don't look at her like, "You only call me because you want something, you little gold digger. Only calling me because you want something. You don't call me to check in on me." And look, I understand she's a child. I don't take that personally. My daughter called me. I'm telling you, my daughter called me on my birthday, on her own will. She called me on her birthday. On my birthday. On my birthday, on Father's Day, on her brother's birthday. She called me to tell me, "Dad, I'm not coming over this week," or whatever. She called me to say, "Hey, Dad, can you? I left something over there. Do you see it? Such and such." But she ain't blowing my phone up all the time or just to see how I'm doing all the time. And I don't take it personal because I know she's a young girl. She's a young kid, right? And I ain't, or she'll never call me just to check up on me and see if I'm alive over here. What the fuck? Like, no. She don't call me and ask me. She always just calling to ask me because she has some lunch money. My daughter call me for lunch money all the time. Lunch money. Dad, can you send me a few dollars so I can give me something to eat at the lunch? Dad, can you send me a few dollars so I can go to this bowling? Go to bowling with my friends. Dad, can you send me a few dollars so I can go so I can eat from Chili's, so I can get something to eat from Chili's. I'm going with my friends, such. I don't take that personal. Why she always just calling me for some money? That's all she wants. Man, what? Bruh. So I was taking my mom grocery shopping in my 20s, filling her cart up. Nah, that's real. But yeah, like his daughter 11 years old. Like what are we talking about? Like try to frame your daughter as a gold digger because she asking for money. What? My daughter do that all the time. Sabbatical Queen say, my nephew is 3. All he knows is give me. So I guess that means he's a gold digger too. Yeah, ungrateful ass little girl. Ungrateful. And I made a regular video about this. I had people in my comments like, they were saying stuff like, man, you got to understand. You got to nip that in the bud now. These kids know what they doing. Man, I know your little ass. You was asking for stuff too. You asked your mama for them Jordans. Ask your daddy, can you buy you them Jordans or a starter jacket? You ask your father, can he buy you these hat or these shoes? All of that, man. Don't act like you just so holier than thou now. All these kids ask for stuff. And that's normal, man. Yeah, young Greek. It's a young Reek. Young Reek, ungrateful little girl. Ungrateful, yeah. And Cornell said, God, this reminds me of 50 Cent and his son's relationship. Somebody actually brought that up under the video I made and was like 50 Cent, his son, some of these kids be entitled. And I'm looking like, man, this mug, like, what are we talking about? Like, first of all, the girl is 11. But in the case of 50 Cent, like, oh, they always want this and want that. Like, man, kids always want stuff from parents that's working check to check. You think they wouldn't want a lot of stuff from you knowing you are a famous rap star and you on TV. That's how they are when they children. When they 13, they want the latest fashion. They want the latest shoes. Hey, can I get this? It's just life, man. And they're going to get out of that cycle as they get older and as they mature. But to paint her as a villain almost in this interview, like she only called me because she wants something at 11 years old, is absolutely ridiculous. It's crazy. And I hope he sees that and says, I shouldn't have said that. I shouldn't have done that. I shouldn't have even brought that up. You know? Poison Ivy says, I'm glad that we want to break these generational curses as parents, aunts, uncles, and mentors. Children need guidance, love, and protection. Absolutely. And they need it more than ever now, especially with how the world is just so crazy now. And they have so much access to even see craziness from social media and all of that. You got people who are just even more berserk now in modern times. So they need guidance and love. And we need to change a lot of the stuff that was going on, back in the day and shift that. Because it's a lot of stuff that was going on that should never have been accepted. But our people went through so much trauma that they basically accepted the trauma and passed it down to other kids in our families. Yeah, man. Miss Diva Ray says preteens and teens ask for stuff. My 14-year-old cousin thinks I'm rich and he calls me for money all the time. I just give him the money. Man, look, this is what I'm saying. Kids, they all do this, man. They all want, oh, can I get this phone case? Can I get some Jordans? Can I get, this t-shirt? Can I get these clothes? Can I get these pants? Can I get these jeans? That's what they do, man. Young Reek says Ryan Davis knows damn well he was asking for everything when he was younger. Knowing he was. But see, he has a bad relationship with his mother. He ain't spoke to his mama in about 4 years. He talks about how his mama is and how she can act. And he says, she had 4 children by the time she was 19 years old. Her life was snatched from her. And probably because of that, she was very cold because she had a lot of trauma in her growing up, having a baby by at 13 by a grown man, having children with this grown man, all these kids, all these kids with this grown man at such a young age, and it left her traumatized. And she tried to pass down that trauma to her children. And unfortunately, Ryan has not all the way gotten in his head how to deal with that trauma and how not to lend that to your children. Because talking about your child on a public platform, telling the world she only call you when she wants some money, is framing her as a gold digger, and is setting her up to be attacked online as an 11-year-old. That's never okay. As a parent, um, it's our job to protect our children and protect them, especially from the harsh insults of grown adults who lack critical thinking skills and emotional intelligence themselves. You know, 10 T Incredible says, how fragile, how fragile does a man ego have to be to live for constant praise and gratitude from a little girl? That's an expectation you should have from your woman, wife, fiance, not your minor daughter. Exactly. That is the expectation you should have from a woman you're dating, from a woman you're in a relationship with, all of that, right? But you want your child to stroke your ego to say, oh, I'm so thankful, I'm so grateful, I'm ever grateful for your father in every single way. That ain't how they finna be. That's not, they're not going to be like that, man. And if you want them like that, it's absolutely crazy. As a parent, you understand certain stuff, man. They're gonna go through all type of stuff. They're gonna go through different phases in their life where they're gonna understand as they get older. Hey, I can't just call my dad when I want something. But that comes as they get older, as they mature. She's not even a teenager yet. Her brain is not even fully developed yet. She don't got her emotional intelligence is not the same as an adult. And you trying to place this label on her at a young age. That's crazy, man. Yeah, man. Sabbatical Queen says, I hate this conversation because how does someone not empathize with a parent who was raped and had to bear multiple kids from their rapist? Shameful. Yeah, man. Someone said he resent his mother for leaving her rapist. Sickening. Yeah, man. It's a lot of trauma he went through as a kid. His mom went through trauma, and it was all throughout, probably passed to them from certain things she may have never received therapy or healing from, and after being assaulted by a grown man, you know. So yeah, but I just thought, I was like, yo, this is crazy. And again, I got people, a few people, not a whole lot, but a few people pushing back against me in the comment section of my video. And I'm like, what are we doing here? But a lot of people, but you don't have to have children to understand this though. So you can say you can say some of these people don't have kids, but there's some people who have kids who think like this. And you don't have to have children to really know right from wrong and really understand how children work and how they're set up for real. Being real with y'all. Mm-mm-mm-mm. But yeah, man, I just had to. I'm like, yo, this is crazy. But you said right, it's kind of common sense, but common sense isn't so common. That's what my father used to tell me. Common sense, common sense isn't as common as we would like to think in this world. There's a lot of people who don't have that, who don't have common sense at all, and you find that out as you get older. You be like, damn, they don't really understand this. They really, really are lacking emotional intelligence when it comes in this area. It's ridiculous. But that is a reality for a lot of people. It's sad, but that is the reality for a whole lot of people. But yeah, man, I want to hop on live and talk about this topic. And I know we didn't have as many people as we usually do, but I just wanted to get on. Um, Charlie X says, here's a thought. Do you think that Ryan is projecting the feelings he has about the mother and other family members on his daughter? He's categorizing his minor daughter with these other people. Yeah, for sure. I think that's definitely something there with that. Like projecting the feelings he has about the mother. Yeah, about his mom or his daughter's mom. Which one are you speaking about? The daughter's mama? Probably so. Yeah, he got a feelings about the mama, and he's projecting that onto the daughter and saying, "Yeah, oh the mama, you mad at the mama," and now he's just projecting that onto his daughter. Like I said, there's gonna be people that be like, the mama got her that way. The mama got her being a gold digger. He feel a way about the mama because he wanted to be with the woman, and was like, hey, honestly, he talked about that she didn't want to be with him no more, right? And yeah, maybe he felt like, oh, the mama now she only just see me as somebody to give her money, and he's definitely probably putting that on his daughter for sure, projecting that onto his daughter. You say, I saw a video a few years ago of Ryan saying he used to live with the lady he wasn't attracted to because she was financially taking care of him. He was a user, but he's trying to call his 11-year-old daughter one. I never even knew that. That's new information. Wow. Wow. Yeah, it's just, man, it's disheartening to see stuff like that, man. And I speak out against it because I'm a younger man. And it's going to take younger men like me to change the narrative about a lot of things. If I don't say something as a younger man who has a small following on YouTube and all of that, and it's certain other young men that watch this channel, if I don't correct a lot of this, a lot of this will just keep on shifting through the generations as time goes on. That's why a lot of older black men, again, a lot of them don't like me because I speak against a lot of the bullshit that they push and that they've been pushing, right? I speak out against them wanting to call out of them older ones, wanting to call every girl a bitch and a hoe. I speak out against all of that. I speak out against them victim shaming young girls for being assaulted. I speak out against a lot of the crazy rhetoric that we have going on within the patriarchy, right? And a lot of times they feel like I am a threat to what they got going on and set up, to how stuff used to be back in the day, and how stuff has always been. So they get mad at me. So they come on here and tell me, you pander to women, you simping for these girls, you pandering for girls. I don't do that. I don't pander to nobody. I speak the truth. And I'm always going to speak against a system that will have my daughter being looked at as scum or foul. My daughter about to be 15. You think I'm ever going to advocate for an environment that's calling my daughter a bitch and a hoe, or looking at her like she's less than, or looking at her like she ain't nothing? No, I'm going to want to speak. I want to speak life into the youth. I want to change a lot of things so that a lot of these young black girls can be treated and respected as if that's your daughter. You know what I'm saying? Because I saw a lot of the BS that happened. Yeah, or you look at a woman as just a piece of meat for your liking. I don't do that, man. I can never advocate for nothing like that. Exactly. It's men that just look at a girl as a piece of meat for they liking, or you just a bitch, or I'm gonna always speak out against that type of climate, that type of culture, you know, because again, my daughter got to operate in this world. My friends' daughters got to operate in this world. Y'all daughters got to operate in this world. And how can I say I love black people if it does not include the black woman or the black young girl? You know what I'm saying? I'm not a man that only cares about black men and black young boys. I care about black people, which includes black women and black young girls. And if I don't correct it, then it's just going to keep going on and on. And this lot of the BS that has happened within our community will continue because there's a lot of men who don't want certain stuff, who don't want certain type of way of thinking broken in our community. It's a lot of men that don't want to deviate from certain ways of thinking. So they look at me and they be mad at me. This little young motherfucker, who he think he is? He don't know nothing. You know, they tell me stuff like, wait till you get kids, not knowing I got kids, 2 children. Wait till you, they always think I don't know nothing about life. I done had all different type of life experiences and everything. You know, they be ready to snap on me. But again, I don't care because I am not afraid to oppose them. And the reason why I'm not afraid to oppose them is that I don't look for them. I don't look to these men for acceptance. I really don't. You know, I don't I don't look to these men for acceptance. You know, I had my father. And when I say that, that's not I don't say that to throw a shot at black men because it's not a black man's fault that his father is not around. I say that to say my father taught me. I don't need acceptance from nobody. Like for real, growing up, I needed acceptance from my mother and my father. But my mom and my father taught me I operate off what I operate from the most high. I don't operate like I don't need acceptance from man or woman. I don't. I don't. So yeah, man. But yeah, like are you saying Sabbatical Queen Glass Malone? He blamed girls and not R. Kelly. See a lot of that, right? When I spoke out against that, because that's when a lot of certain black men got mad at me all on Facebook. Trying to take the onus off R. Kelly by saying these little girls fast. And I will always say a little girl, a young child can never be fast enough for a grown man, for it to be okay for a grown man to do something to violate her. Because I don't care how fast, I don't even like calling young girls fast. I don't care how it's for the old head's sake. I don't care how fast a little girl is. It could never make me want to violate her, right? I always hear these people say stuff like, um, we need to have the parents locked up. The parents need to be locked up. They brought the girls to R. Kelly, lock the parents up. And they say that as a way to absolve R. Kelly. No, he took advantage of them little girls, regardless if their parents brought them or not. You could bring a 15-year-old girl to my doorstep right now, and nothing's going to happen to her. Because I don't lust for little babies. I don't lust for little girls. You see what I'm saying? Yeah, man. Like, hey, Glass and Malone made the argument he don't understand how R. Kelly can manipulate anybody when he can't read. Motherfucker, what? Do you know how powerful music and entertainment is? You can be the most illiterate person in the world. As long as you're an entertainer who's a superstar, you can manipulate anybody. You don't have to be well read at all. Look at a lot of these dudes, these influencers, or these people who have started cults. They can't read. They're not the smartest. They got some charisma about themselves, and they got popularity to their name. That's all they need. Yeah, Charlie X, no such thing as a fast underage girl. There's no such thing as no shit like that, bro. None. None, man. So people try to get that off. Charlie X, you remember that live stream when I talked about Gloria Velez and I talked about grown men trying to grape her when she was 14 years old. And you saw grown men on my live stream, and I said, I'm calling the police on y'all. Police need to get caught on y'all. You saw grown men talking about man, that's her. Why she out here trying to be grown? What? So you're gonna take the onus off of grown men trying to violate her and do deplorable things to her? Are you serious? You feel me? Yeah, yeah, R. Kelly can't read though. He can't. You remember that? We was in this live stream losing our mind. Like, what are we watching in here? We got to call the people on y'all ASAP, man. I was like, what are we? What? You remember that? That live stream was out of pocket when I was talking about Gloria Velez. It was crazy. You saw many dudes trying to make excuses for grown men wanting to violate a little girl, talking about she being fast. What? So it's okay that a grown man try to grape a 14-year-old girl? And I said I would never. I swear if I ever see y'all in any vicinity next to my child, I'm snapping your head off. You know? Hold on, y'all. Said that's wild. He speaks so well. I never would have guessed he was illiterate. Yeah, it's a man. I'm telling you, he can make great music. He can make these songs and all of that. But now he can't read for real. Like, man, oh, you said she wasn't an angel. I got you. I got you. Yeah. It's crazy, man. Like, yeah, like stuff like that. Like, you can see a girl get beat on camera and say, man, she was out there. She was right there with Diddy all the time. Man, what? If she leave, you see what happened to her. If she leave, he beating on her like crazy. And I don't think people understand when people have Stockholm syndrome, right? When people be in these abusive relationships, it's like they be afraid to leave because they feel like, hey, the person gonna find me at some point. They gonna try to take me out of here. All of that, man. Like they have all these different fears in their head all the way around. Hey, nah, Charlie, that live stream was crazy. That was deplorable. That stuff we saw when I was talking about Gloria Velez. It was ridiculous, man. But you had grown men cool with it. They was fine. They was outwardly saying that shit like it was okay. And I said, knowing that men like this exist in the world, I promise you, y'all was in a room with me, we would definitely be fighting for real. Cause I'm thinking how y'all would think about my baby girl. How would y'all look at my daughter? You know, and I'm getting down. We getting to it in the room. Me, if I'd have been in the room with them dudes, we would have been fighting. Because I'd have called them every name under the sun. They would have got mad. I'd have called them all type of pedophile. I mean, boy, I don't want to say the word because if I keep saying that word, it's going to trigger demonetization. But I'd have called them all type of names, all type of creeps, all type of PDFs, everything. You know? And we would have been a rumble. Cause I don't think I would never want my daughter in a world with men like that who think like that. Never. Never. But it's actually men that think like that in this world. So I have to be on guard with my child, but I also speak a certain way to deter that way of thinking in male youth. You know? Because it's a very dangerous way of thinking. You can easily get sucked down that rabbit hole on YouTube because there's so many YouTubers who are misogynistic. So many YouTubers who like are what they call it, them red pill moms, right? It's so many people who are incels on YouTube. And it's easy for a young man to get caught up in that. A lot of young men are impressionable. They see somebody that they think is well respected or that look like somebody that's important, talk in a certain way, they're gonna listen to anything they say. Right? And take it with them out in the world, and it's damaging to them. Or take it out in the world, and it has a damaging effect on society all the way around. He said that live made me really question if I wanted to bring a child into this world. Yeah, man, it's a crazy world out here, you know. But that's why I don't even be playing with people for real. You can look in my eyes and tell I'm not playing by my children, and I don't play about other children too, even that's not mine. You know, for real. Because if I'm speaking up for a positive environment, I'm speaking for it not just for my kids, but for other people's kids too. You know, I don't just care about my daughter; I care about her friends and my kids' friends too. Yeah, like I said, we know these type of dudes exist, but when you see it on the live stream, you like, what? And all the dudes like think like this, I hate to say most of the dudes that think like that, man, you little girls, man, she fast. These are dudes who don't get no women. And so they align themselves with men that talk like this because they don't get no women. And so they mad at girl. They mad at women in general. Because they don't get no women. They never got no women in their life. You know, women don't like them. So they become angry with women and they start aligning themselves with anti-women, people who are anti-women, Anton Daniels, folks like that. They align themselves with those type of people because they don't get women themselves. So they have to rationalize why they don't get women. And it's because, these women ain't shit. They don't know. They only want thugs. These women are despicable. They're deplorable because all of them want babies from the hood dudes and then want to come around to us, the good guys, when it's time to be settled down. All these women ain't nothing. They all trash. They garbage. They all be wanting all these sexual things to happen to them. They start getting into that mindset because they were never able to get women growing up, and they're mad at the world because they cannot get women. I looked at some of them pictures on some of them dudes that was talking like that in the live stream, Charlie X. I know they don't get women at all. I know the closest they ever get to a woman is looking in magazines and looking at flicks, looking at them sites. You know what sites I'm talking about. That's the closest they get to a woman or seeing a woman in that capacity. But yeah, man, like I promise y'all, like even because I remember this dude, like even at point Sabbatical Queen brought up, say especially the girls and young women who are immigrants. Man, listen, I seen this dude, I forgot his name. He was touring Chicago, and in the Venezuelan girls, Venezuelan women, they was out here, trying to be streetwalkers, and so many people trying to solicit them. Crazy. Said, right, Mac. That's why they were windmilling in the comments about Diddy. They live vicariously through men like Diddy. Yeah, absolutely. So they be mad as hell at certain stuff I be saying. They be ready to fight. I don't care. I do not care because all that stuff don't scare me. All that tough talking. Come on, bro. All that calling you soft. You soft. You ain't, man. I don't care nothing about none of that, bro. That don't move me in no way. So yeah, man. I was like, I wanted to speak on that because I saw Ryan Davis and I'm like, Ryan out of pocket. This is so out of pocket for so many reasons for him to be talking about his daughter in that manner. And I hope he realizes the error in his way and the error in that now after the interview has been completed. And I hope he understands how crazy he looks saying, my daughter only called me when she wants something. She 11, dog. He said there is a difference between being a confident man and a straight up a-hole. Most men struggle to be the former. Most men struggle to be the former and end up being the latter. Yes. You can be confident without being an a-hole. It's absolutely. You can be a confident man without being obnoxious, without being rude, without being an a-hole. And a lot of these dudes, they watch these certain YouTubers in the manosphere and think, oh, I got to be an a-hole to get women. No, you can be confident and assertive without being obnoxious, without being disrespectful, without being just outright rude. So yeah, and then they be letting these dudes with YouTube channels send them off, and they still don't be getting no women. After watching these interviews, telling them you need to be hard on these, talk to these girls crazy, and still don't be getting no woman. Still out here struggling. Because guess what? That dude on YouTube, he telling y'all to do that. He ain't doing that in his daytime, his regular life. He ain't really conducting himself like that. He telling that to y'all because he know that's the stuff y'all want to hear. And y'all gonna come run to the channel and listen to all of that. He gonna send y'all off. Send y'all plain off. Like, I don't know one woman in my life that will allow you to come up to her and start saying shit off the back like, I'm the prize over here. So you need to get your ass in line, fall in line, get with it and get gone, heifer. What woman who is in her right mind, what woman who has common sense is going to be attracted to that? Coming up to her, telling her I'm the prize. You don't know, you better bow down to me, kiss my goddamn feet, be at home, waiting on your hands and knees for me, broad, and cook my damn dinner. And think she gonna say, I want to go with you. I want to be with you for a lifetime. Only a woman who is not in her right mind is gonna go for that. Like, it's people that really thought, people and the dudes that be saying that on YouTube, they don't do that in their regular everyday life. They send y'all off. They send y'all off, and y'all go and talk that and still and don't get no woman at all. Be out here, still out here. Can't got no woman to your arm or nothing. A woman ain't even been around you. You ain't even had a woman on a date. You can't even get a date. You taking that out here in the real world and thinking that's gonna work. Good luck with that, brother. Good luck with that. And when I say this, people gonna be like, you want to simp and be, I know. I don't pander to women. I don't tell a woman anything she want to hear. I actually despise a lot of these dudes who make these YouTube content who pander to women and tell them all the wrong things and tell them they're never it's never their fault. I don't like the YouTube channels that don't never hold a woman accountable, because it will have women out here thinking that they can actually go out here and act like nothing is their fault and they can actually have productive relationships with men. No. We all can be wrong. We all can have missteps. We all can do wrong things in relationships. That's just not a man thing. Hey, AJ Moore, watch your mouth. Watch your mouth. Goofy. Hold on. I'll read what you saying. AJ Moore, I wish you was in front of me right now. I'll slap the dog shit out your mouth. That's on my mama. On my mama. You feel me? I wish you was in front of me. But yeah, but like I said, I heard everybody accountable. He said working at McDonald's, working the cash register, talking about I'm the prize. Yeah, like come on, man. For real. And I don't even want to, and like I really don't down talk nobody for no job, because I know, look, at times it's hard. You gotta work where you gotta work. But it's just like, come on, let's be for real, bro. You got dudes who ain't got nothing going for themselves talking about I'm the prize. This girl working in corporate America, making six figures. You out here coming to her talking crazy. You ain't got a pot to piss in. I'm the prize. Get up out of here, bro. But again, I don't like. I told you I don't even like them. I don't like Ace Metaphor now. I spoke against them because woman seem like she never wrong, and women have women out here thinking they can conduct them. They can think like that in real life, that they are never wrong. They are never in the wrong in any situation, and that's not reality. That's not reality. But anyway, y'all, let me get off this thing. You know what I'm saying? Cause I really gotta. My mom's calling me. I gotta see what my mom's want. Make sure she cool. Right? I'm gonna talk to her for a minute. I'm gonna come back on here later. I'm gonna do a live stream about the whitewashing of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. and how he's often disrespected. It's Martin Luther King Jr. Day. We want to honor him and celebrate him in the correct manner. So I will be back in a few hours. Until then, thank y'all for popping on. Y'all hit the like button. I always say y'all hit the like button for me, because if y'all hit the like button, it will keep my videos in the YouTube algorithm heavily. So please hit that like button for me before y'all get off here. Please, please, please. And thank y'all so much for all the support y'all giving me. Thank y'all for everybody that commented. And yeah, man, we're gonna keep this thing going a little later on. I'm gonna holler at y'all later. Hey, Young Reek, don't talk about the Bears not right now. Not right now. Yeah, not right now. I'm still angry from last night. You just can't tell. Machiavelli Mills TV, I'm out, y'all. Peace.